right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Three Dude Cast.
Hey,
We are here,
it's now.
and we're doing the show.
That's right. We are
What
here.
a rousing intro from the Three Dudes.
We are here. It is now.
It's going to be a heckin' fun time,
Oh boy.
Bork.
You mean like when that dank man rode that cart?
Yeah, and it was a heckin' fun
It was
time.
a heckin' fun time then too, by golly.
I love those memes, by the way.
Paul
The
Blart flesh mall.
Keep bleep meme creep.
Don't mess with his memes. Yeah. Yeah, for everybody at home, do yourself a favor. Just type in Paul Blart memes.
Yeah.
Paul Blart is completely covered with spiders.
Paul Blart. Did you say already flesh mall?
Yeah.
It's just him laid out as like a perspective cube, like a mall.
It's so stupid.
Very stupid meme. Gotta love a dumb meme.
Oh, yeah. In the same vein as those like Connect 4 memes that you showed us a couple episodes back. This is just so
What was the one? There was one in particular that really tickled me. I can't remember what it was. Do you remember?
Oh gosh, I don't even.
I remember Connect
Memes are-
None.
That's it.
Yeah.
Where they're just there in front of like what an empty.
There's nothing in front of them.
Memes are so fleeting.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. How's everyone doing this
How
week?
y'all doing?
Doing good?
What's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
That poor guy.
Yeah.
was out there without 2 bitcoins to rub together.
He's eating a can of Chef Boyardee ravioli on the street.
His wife was right. Your wife was right. You fucking idiot. You invested in the dumbest investment of our lifetimes. You fucking idiot. But I still love him.
What's up? So how you guys doing this week?
Doing okay.
Yeah.
Getting kind of considering getting back into Overwatch.
So
You
that's
know.
cool.
So that's something. I'm struggling really hard to try and study for this fucking CompTIA certification.
Yeah. Right.
Because they need you to memorize like all the different like fucking socket types for processors, and this type of RAM has this many pins, and
It's so ridiculous the amount of stuff they want you to know by memory that you will never need to know by memory
no,
on a job.
I'll Google the thing.
Yeah.
It's yeah, I mean, like if for whatever reason I need to know how many pins are on the underside of a socket H1, I'll Google it.
Yeah. Right.
But it's shit. I guess I got to memorize and know. It'd probably be easier if I actually went to college for this, but I didn't. So here I am.
Yeah. Well, it's. I think even I don't know. Even people. what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is people who went to college for this don't know that shit either.
Yeah.
They just Google it.
Sure, yeah.
Like I've worked with IT professionals who are just like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I just Google it.
College, you won't know.
Yeah, it's
Right,
a
like-
truly ridiculous ritual. This
Yeah,
thing.
like I ain't trying to manufacture the fucking thing. I just need to know, if I'm building a PC, it's like, all right, does this fit in with my motherboard? Yes, good, I'm getting it.
Yeah, right. That's it. That's all you need. Does this processor fit without me hitting it with a hammer?
Will it let me stream my favorite porn and play Overwatch at the same time?
At the same time.
Will it let me stream Overwatch porn while playing Overwatch? That's what I need to know.
Yeah. The internet is a many splendored thing, is what you're saying.
I don't know if splendor is the word I'd use.
Splendor's not right. Splenda, maybe.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
the internet is a many splendid thing.
It's an artificial sweetener that might give you cancer.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
It's actually not a bad definition of the internet.
Right, yeah.
It's not a bad definition of Overwatch porn.
Good point.
It's artificial and it might give you cancer.
And it might give you cancer.
Three dudes. It might give you cancer.
It might be dangerous.
We really got to start as a public service dedicating the show to pointing out all the things that might give you cancer. That's one of them for sure. Yeah. And we'll be leaving helpful tips along the way.
Cancer Watch 2020.
Three Dudes Cancer Preparedness a fundraising drive.
Yeah. Speaking of which, let me light up this Macanudo.
Oh yeah, go
Yeah,
for it. Yeah, we got some cigars today.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta ask this question because I don't know if anybody is feeling it this week. Are any of us particularly fucked? Because I can only think of one reason why, and it's like something that I think we would all agree with.
I mean, I
think we can all agree.
I got a thing worth talking about, but I don't even know if it's that we're fucked or if it's just something I find to be like fuckery in the world.
Repulsive.
Yeah.
Hey, well, here, start us off. What do you got?
I don't know. Were you going to go into Roseanne? Because that happened today.
I was not, but that was going to be. I don't know if that's why we're fucked.
Aubrey
That's what I'm saying.
Aubrey just told me about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, because celebrities can't keep their fucking traps shut.
I don't even. Let me just say this. Like, I watched the show. I liked Roseanne when Roseanne was on originally.
I didn't like it that much. I didn't care about it.
I liked Roseanne. It was all right. I even watched a couple episodes of the reboot when it was on.
Yeah.
It was all right. It was cool.
Sure.
It's, it's entertainment.
The thing
I don't
that-
think it was meant to be taken as seriously as everybody thought it was.
If there's one reason that we're fucked due to Roseanne losing her show over this,
Yeah.
it's that John Goodman is out of work right now.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Not for long. He's got shit lined up, I bet.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he'll be just fine. But still, that's the only reason I'm bummed out. I don't give a shit about Roseanne.
Yeah, Roseanne Barr.
I never gave a shit
or
about
Tom
Roseanne.
Arnold, for that matter. Fuck you, Tom Arnold, if you're
Yeah.
listening to this. You fucking talentless hack. Riding on Roseanne Barr's already tattered coattails.
You know, you say this, but you're going to love him in the... Well, you already saw that far into Trailer Park Boys, right? Where he makes a whole season's worth of appearance.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Tom Arnold and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
And who else? Who else? Some other celebrity shows up? I can't remember. Doesn't matter. But anyway, yeah, so Roseanne now lost her show. And the reason she lost her show is that she, among other ridiculous things that she tweets all the time, like that Pizzagate shit, she's tweeting about shit like that. You know, like all this weird conspiracy crap. She like tweeted at Chelsea Clinton to harass her and say her middle name was Soros or something weird. Like just stirring up nonsense shit fights on the internet for
What the
fun.
fuck is Pizzagate?
You know
Pizzagate
about
was?
Pizzagate? That guy who showed up to the pizza joint with a rifle.
Yeah, well,
'Cause
yeah, right.
What?
A guy showed up at a pizza joint in D.C. with a gun and didn't kill anybody, but could have. And the reason he did it is because conspiracy idiots like Alex Jones have helped generate the idea that this particular pizza parlor was a
Clinton sex ring.
yeah, like for like child sex trade.
Oh my god.
Orchestrated by the Clinton family.
Yeah, so someone shows up. Understandably, by the way, if you think that that's the truth,
If that's what you believe,
should show up with a gun.
Yeah, I think the guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
but I don't like. I'm with him. Like,
Yeah.
if there's actually a child sex ring in a DC pizza shop,
Then it's your job to bring a gun.
I got 6 hours. Let's go. But
Except that it's not true.
except that it's not true.
Except
Right.
that it's fucking bullshit. So she basically, among things like that, she just stirs up general like conspiracy crap on
General
the internet.
conspiracy crap?
General conspiracy crap. And so recently, I think the tweet that got her in big trouble was comparing a woman who I can't remember what post she served in the Obama presidency.
Oh, she's like a press secretary or something.
like
Yeah.
I don't know what. But basically, she compared this woman. She said that this woman was what would happen essentially if you added up Boko Haram with Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You can never ever. You could never ever do that.
Yeah.
Lesson to white people.
Right. Yeah.
Even if you didn't mean it that way,
it doesn't matter.
never
do
put apes
that.
and black people in the same sentence.
We kind of ruined that
Yeah.
a long time ago.
You really can't.
You can't do that. Yeah, it's just not a good comparison.
Yeah. So anyway, like I think kind of reasonably, everyone was furious at her. I think that's reasonable, and you can argue about whether or not someone should lose their TV show over that, but. It's not really about networks. That's what pisses me off. The networks try to go like, oh, well, it was time to do the right thing.
Oh, fuck off. You don't give a shit.
No, it's the money. It's
Yeah.
the fucking money. It's
Right.
the advertisers want to be associated with that.
Right. That show, the reboot did a fucking a shitload of business.
Yeah.
But advertisers didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Which, understandably so, I guess. You can, you
Too
can,
polarizing.
exactly. It's too far.
It's hard to relax and watch TV when you have Donald Trump being shoved in your eyeballs.
I think a big sub reason that we're fucked as part of that is because people don't understand what freedom of speech means.
Sure. Yeah.
Two things about freedom of speech. It doesn't protect you from a private contract from an employer
Yeah.
severing ties with you.
Right.
It's only meant to protect your freedom of speech from the government. It keeps the government from imposing on freedom of speech.
Right.
It also doesn't extend to hate speech.
Yeah.
Which
Right.
one could assume that pretty reasonably falls under.
You know, here's the other thing about that, and I'm not even sure what exactly. So, this is some people's sort of like personal bugaboo is this hate speech thing, right? Like, I guess technically, you're allowed to say hateful things about anyone. You are allowed to,
Yeah.
right? So, I mean, your hate speech is, I guess, protected.
Sure.
You know. So I guess that is part of the First Amendment.
Sure, but you can't incite violence
Right.
with your
Right.
hate
It can't do harm. Your
Yeah.
word. It's free speech to the extent that your words do harm, and you know.
So, for example, if someone like Alex Jones was to go outright and just nuts on his radio show and say something like, we should kill every immigrant family in the country, he could get in deep shit for that.
Yeah, right.
Like, they could absolutely censor that.
I'm like nervous chuckling because I'm like, that's not that far away. Like,
It's
that's
not.
going to happen. eventually.
Well, except he's got like all natural dick pills to sell and
Yeah.
things like that.
Put your mic more at your
But there-
face. I
but
think I'm
there's-
having a hard time
Sorry.
getting you.
Sorry,
No, you're
he's
right.
he's not going to do that because he's got dick pills to sell to beat the globalists.
Right.
Globalist.
My lord, why?
Alex Jones goes to Bud Dink real quick. Globalist. Roll on. My grill on my face.
Alex Jones is the drunk, hyper conservative equivalent of Bud Dink.
Yeah. Alex Jones is the Bud Dink of the internet.
Alex Jones, Bud Dink.
Why isn't someone painted him purple by now?
I don't know.
Done that on the internet.
I saw a poop swastika.
A poop swastika. I believe he did.
Everybody loves making fun of that guy except the people that support him. I saw an InfoWars sticker on a car today.
Shut
on my way home from my dad's. Yeah.
Whoa.
So stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, there was I was perusing the Just Neckbeard thing subreddit, and a guy I saw a few days ago on there, a few days prior to what I
Richard Pryor.
recently saw, was this 30-year-old British guy with no job, no money, his parents were kicking him out of his house.
Yeah.
He showed up on InfoWars alongside Alex.
I
Jones.
saw
Oh,
that.
for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Like, can we stop rewarding this guy for being a shit?
Yeah. Well, is anybody on his side? Apparently, Alex Jones.
I don't know.
I mean, like, is anybody on his side?
I don't even know if Alex Jones is or if he just knows the value of a good get.
Yeah. Well, and as I understand it, like, there probably wouldn't have been an issue, but he, like, refused to get a job.
Yeah.
Like, get a fucking job. I don't want to get a job either.
Yeah.
Like, none of us want to work.
No one actually wants a job.
All right. Let's get you just have to.
You need it.
I want to just be at home with my TV and my jerk off material and stuff. I don't want it.
stuff.
I don't stuff. I don't want a job, but I need a job. So
Sure.
I got a job.
Yeah.
Like
That enables you to have the TV and the jerk off material and the stuff.
exactly,
And also not, and also not, live with your parents.
right, which is excellent.
And I mean, not to slam anyone who is living with their parents for
sure.
No, there's nothing
for
wrong
reasons
with having
or
that
what have you.
arrangement. There's nothing
right.
wrong with that.
But there is something wrong with not having a job and then battling it when they say, you know what, you're not doing anything, get out.
Yeah. Right. That's the real problem is they asked you to leave, dude. Like they asked you to leave. Like
If the people that love you unconditionally have had enough of your shit and want you to get out,
You gotta
so
go.
you can. That's not called being a dick. That's called parenting.
Yeah.
You can still
Yeah.
be parented into your 30s, 40s, and 50s. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
sure.
they're never gonna stop being your parents. The trick is you're supposed to have figured out after a certain point, what to do.
yeah.
So I don't know.
I can imagine that's gonna make for a very awkward Christmas.
Oh, for sure.
'Cause, yeah, we're currently in a legal battle to figure out whether I have to leave.
This dude just looks like.
Why would I celebrate Christmas? Just Magic Sky Fairy go.
Yeah, right. Fuck off. Doesn't he look like it too? He looks like a Meninist.
Yeah.
He looks like a fucking red
Yeah.
pillar. He's just
I saw that single photo of him sitting in Alex Jones's set.
with the long, scraggly
Yeah.
neck beard hair. Yeah,
He's like a creepy Aleister Crowley looking motherfucker.
Right, exactly. You know, which is fine, but you could tell he's just a trilby wearing, tipping intensifies kind of guy. You know, well, women don't go for nice guys.
Women don't go for nice guys who sue their parents.
Right, yeah. That subsect of nice guys who are suing their parents
Who are currently suing their parents.
for reasons. I'm actually feeling particularly not fucked this week.
Well, that's awful nice.
I'm going. I found out I got a free ticket to the Indians game tomorrow. The Indians game. My Uncle Mike is in town.
No shit.
And we're gonna go see the Tribe play.
Mike Brady.
Good.
Mike Brady. You know that name? Yeah. Yeah. No, it's gonna be good. We're excited. It's fun. Him and me and Dad
Nice.
we're going out. I just got somebody to take Tyler took my shift, so I'm gonna
That's really
go
good.
see baseball. I was gonna go to work, and instead I'm gonna go drink beer, an overpriced beer, and have a Berman's original famous ballpark mustard on my sandwich.
Fucking A.
I gotta say, the golden spicy brown
Oh, it's
beats
incredible.
Berman's every time.
Oh,
for
you
me.
think?
Yeah.
You think?
I think Golden's is tops.
I don't know, man. Berman's pretty good. I don't think I've ever had Goldman's.
Golden.
Goldman.
Goldman Sachs's famous mustard.
Goldman's famous Jewish mustard.
Goldie Hawn's blonde mustard.
Meanwhile, me an intellectual horseradish sauce.
Meanwhile, me.
An intellectual. Actually.
Actually.
No, I don't feel particularly fucked. I had another good week. New apartment is starting to finally come together. It's starting to look less and less like a witness protection place. We're going to be hanging up pictures there pretty soon.
Right.
Awesome.
It's good. I'm excited. I got the spare room cleared out a little bit, and by I got that, I mean Trisha got that cleared out. So
Okay. Sounds good.
the only reason that I feel particularly fucked this week is from last night. I am not a Penguins fan, but all my friends are Penguins fans, so I'm a Penguins fan by association.
Yeah, right.
And thus, I have a strong dislike of the Washington Capitals. And in particular, I have a big problem with goonness in sports.
Yeah.
So
let's go there.
let's get there.
Let's go there.
Tom Wilson, yet again for the third time
Eat shit.
in this playoff run, let out a goon. The gooniest of moves. He blindsided somebody.
He's trying to kill someone.
That was Marchessault, I believe.
It was Marchessault, yeah. There's at least 3 penalties that he committed in there. One of them is interference. The other one is charging. The other one is targeting.
Yep.
All of those should have added up to a game misconduct and a suspension.
They didn't even suspend him.
Neither of which happened.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, neither of which
They didn't
happened.
even fine him.
No, they didn't even fine him. Yeah, this is a dude. Like goons have a place in hockey, enforcers have a place in hockey.
Yeah.
but there's a difference between Brad Marchand licking somebody on the face and somebody outright trying to hurt
Yeah,
somebody
Tom
else.
Wilson is out to try to end careers.
Right.
And he must be stopped.
I mean, he took like 6 strides.
Yeah.
That's like double charging. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Thank goodness, though, it didn't
it didn't affect
the outcome of the game.
that incredible performance. Man, what a
Yeah.
game that was.
That really was a lot of fun to
That was
watch.
exciting. Yeah, that's one of the best hockey games I think I've ever seen. That
Yeah.
was really good.
Yeah, that
really,
was
really good.
Real fucking entertaining.
I hope today, while Tom Wilson is at home licking his wounds, he stands up to get the pizza at the door and trips and breaks his fucking jaw.
On the pizza guy.
On the
On the
pizza,
pizza
guy.
guy. I don't think he'll play with the Capitals next season.
No?
I don't.
You don't think so?
Really?
We'll-
Because
we'll
he's
see.
producing
I don't know.
for them.
I don't know.
We'll see.
NBC's been sucking his dick pretty hard.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's having a good season because he's largely getting away with it.
Right. But he's not like Mark Messier was like 1/8 goon. Do you know what I mean? Mark Messier was Moose had to be a little. You don't get a name like Moose without being a little goony.
Yeah.
But Mark Messier never tried to hurt anybody, like, not end anybody's career. You
Yeah,
know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
Thinking about like great enforcers throughout history, even like Milan Lucic when Lucic was with the Bruins.
Yeah.
Pretty rough and tumble guy, always dropping the gloves, but like.
Yeah, see, Ty Domi's not the kind of person you think, like, enforcer through and through, but not the type of person you think of who would just, like, come up and hit a guy from behind.
Right,
He'd always get up in your face and he'd drop the gloves and,
Which is how it's done.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like being an enforcer, and then there's being a goon and trying to hurt somebody.
Sneaky, violent piece of shit.
And like I have like in football, it's a double-edged sword because there's like.
Because there's like a sword, and then there's the other side of it.
Right. There's like
Right.
two sides.
To that sword.
Right. And it's just like a coin. There's like two sides to every coin.
Right.
Do you think that expression predated the invention of the double-edged sword? Like
It just might. The way that people use it, it just might have.
I finished making this new blade. Oh, that's really great, Harbjorn.
But you know what?
I've been thinking about the King's new policies. They really seem like a double-edged sword. Can you say that again?
He's just like that thing of like numbers twirling around his head. He's like,
God.
oh my God, I see it now.
He has a drawing of a sword on a chalkboard. He wipes half of it off. And
He just writes sharp over on the other side too.
My God. Where did I get a chalkboard?
Blade making really is a double-edged sword, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. There's like two sides to it, like a coin or every story.
Yeah, right.
But no, I just think that sucks. He's not. He's going to get away scot free for being a piece of shit yet again.
He'll do it again.
And he will do it again.
He'll do it
do
again.
it again.
He
Of
might
course
get himself
he will.
thrown out before the end of the cup.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I would love to
too.
see him tossed out of the game for a misconduct.
I need to see some James Neal on Tom Wilson action.
Yeah.
In this,
Oh, yeah.
in this next game, man.
Man, I wish I could just see a lug hawked over the glass and land perfectly on his shoulder.
Yeah.
That's what would make me happy.
Yeah. Can we talk about how explosive Doc Emmerich was last night too? Oh my God!
Well, he had another like freak out flurry call that
Yeah.
was just as good as the.
Yeah.
You remember that famous flurry call where he was losing his mind over those like
Yeah.
four consecutive
girls.
saves? And he had another one just like that.
That's my second favorite call in hockey history.
Yeah.
Screaming like a crazy person. Yeah, he was. He had a
that
couple
good?
good ones last night. There was one in particular where he's like said something about. And it ricocheted off the post. You could almost hear him like slam his hand down on the desk in front of him.
You know what? I wish I
How
could
did
watch
that
him.
not go in?
I wish every game he called there was a picture so you could fucking watch him.
I would love to.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've ever seen camera footage of him calling
yeah.
it, he's like up against the monitor shaking.
That HBO Real Sports thing has him go like this. He's
Yeah,
like
he's
he's
like
like really
frantically
grabbing onto his pen, just like
He's like watch. I mean, he's impeccable. And
his eyes are like coming out of his skull.
Yeah, he's like a particularly good narrator. He just the way his voice swells with the action. You can hear him
Yeah.
like especially when there's like a particular flurry up in front of the net. You hear his voice swell as shots come up and then drop back down when they get rebounded
Yeah.
out, and they swell, and you're like ah. You're like,
Fortunately, for 6 more games, there will be a particular flurry up in front of the net.
well, at least 3 more games. At least 3 more games. I think it might take 6 games.
Yeah.
To do it, but
Yeah, it does seem like, I mean, I don't know. Who knows? Hockey's wild. Stuff happens. But it feels very good for Vegas right now.
yeah,
It does. It certainly does. I think next game you're not going to see quite as many goals.
No.
What you're going to end up seeing is a lot more conservative play, a lot more tight physical, a lot more board battles. I think is what you're going to see. You're going to see more defense trying to keep the puck away from the net while in their own zone.
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of Morty. You're going to see a lot of that kind of thing, and I think as a result, both goaltenders are going to be playing with a little bit more confidence.
yeah. I think it's going to be a goalie battle, and I think ultimately Fleury's going to win most goalie battles.
Yeah.
For sure.
Braden Holtby can't contain a rebound to save his life.
No, he can't, and that's what's going to kill him.
Well, yeah, it was responsible for at least 2, maybe 3 of the goals last night, I think. Was like rebounded shit that like you should have had.
At least 3, I
Yeah.
think. I mean, it was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holtby Holtby this entire postseason hasn't been able to control rebounds. The only reason it hasn't hurt him up till now is because they haven't faced an offense like Vegas yet.
Right. The closest was Tampa Bay, and they almost blew that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I don't think he's half as good as everybody says he is.
No.
I would say that Marc-Andre Fleury is at least the third best goalie I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
At least personally, like I've had the opportunity to watch. I think you could interchange Marty Brodeur and Patrick Roy, as number one and number two. I think pretty easily.
I think that's fair.
But I would put Fleury behind them, at least for my money. I think he's up there. He's pretty fun to watch. Yeah. Well,
Is one of you crinkling something? What am I hearing? Yeah, it's you. What the fuck do you got in your... don't crinkle garbage on this show.
Sorry. Fidgeting.
Well, I think we're fucked because of cartoons and the fact that grown ass men care so much about the Thundercats remake that's going to be coming out.
Thundercats hot. Yeah, you were talking about this last week.
So there was a remake in 2011. It did pretty well. People watched it. It was renewed. But now people are like getting all up in arms about this new one. It's in this, kind of roundy looking.
I just gotta Google the pictures of this to see what everyone's all upset. You've been telling me about this for a while now.
It's goofy. Think Amazing World of Gumball. Think Steven Universe. That sort of thing.
Of course, Mickey. I've never been with another man before.
Oh my god. Oh, goofy. So
sorry.
I've never seen Gumball, but like everything people have shown me about it is just it's bizarre. It's like if SpongeBob was good again, and it was like somehow even more pertinent to real life.
So this is Thundercats Roar.
Yeah. Thundercats Roar is the name of the
I'm watching a silent video of this, and I can kind of see why people are upset about this.
Sure, but
it's not what they wanted.
It's not what they wanted, no. But what they want is a 30-year-old thing that wasn't that good in the first place.
Sure, yeah.
The original Thundercats was it's not like we're taking like Breaking Bad and making like super meth buddies on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Super meth buddies.
We're not taking something like actually good and making a complete thing out of it.
But it does seem like it's standing kind of in direct opposition to the initial vision.
Well, sure, but vision, but I mean, that's because it's not being made for the fucking 30-year-old viewers.
Right, it's for the kids.
So something for the fucking kids.
I don't know what it is. Something for the kids.
It's something that's being made based on what is popular among Cartoon Network viewers, which is generally young children.
Yeah, right. And so for those kids, they're gonna be thrilled. But like
the Saturday morning cartoon is no longer like G.I. Joe, Thundercats. Do you remember the Centurions?
No, I don't.
Very weird.
Let's have a look at this single still of what I believe is Lion-O, and I think it's easy to see why some people are pissed off.
I get it, but like
he's like got his hands over his cheeks pushing his chubby cheeks together, and they're rosy, and there's little hearts everywhere. That's okay, fair enough. That's not Thundercats.
Well,
this is something else for children.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
but if you're 30.
Yeah,
right. Like, what
exactly.
Do you
Move on.
Right. Oh, I mean, like I said last week when we were talking about this, I like cartoons. All right.
Yeah.
I like cartoons.
I like classic cartoons.
Sure.
I especially liked seeing at the end of Thundercats. Remember those painted vignettes of like the background scenes?
Yeah.
Those were cool. That's classic like 80s science fantasy cheese right there. You got the giant robotic cat sitting in the jungle with the mountains in the background. It's like you're never going to get that again. You're never going to get like, you can no longer be considered like somewhat normal if you have like a Valkyrie wearing a chainmail bikini holding up a flaming sword and standing on top of a neon unicorn painted on the side of your fucking van. That's not what shit changes.
Sure.
If you're doing some kind of one of those trendy retro wave kind of projects, then sure, but that's not who this is being made for. It's being made for 8-year-old kids waking up on a Saturday morning and cramming sugary cereal into their faces.
Incidentally, there's an entire channel and time slot dedicated to 30-year-olds who like cartoons, and it's called Adult Swim.
Yeah, right.
Like everything on Adult Swim is usually pretty good, so just watch those.
Damn, that makes me want to dig up 12-ounce mouse again.
Yeah, 12. Remember the Oblongs?
Yeah,
The oblogs. God.
so that's the shit for people like our age.
Home movies, Super Jail. I loved Super Jail when Super Jail was on.
Nuts.
Yeah, Metalocalypse. There's lots of Rick and Morty's like the most obvious example.
Yeah.
If you liked cartoons when you were younger and you're now 30 and you still like cartoons, just watch Rick and Morty.
7 more seasons,
just
Morty.
7 more seasons,
70
Morty.
more episodes, Morty. Rick and
just,
Morty forever, Morty.
Or just find some kind of fucking website, and there's probably dozens of them out there where you can just watch the old Thundercats episodes.
Yeah.
Put on an ad blocker and go there and watch them.
Right.
I've been doing that with Dragon Ball Z as well.
Sure.
It's not the Funimation dub with the sick electric guitar everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the original dub, but it's Dragon Ball Z, and I can watch it for free.
Right,
For free.
For free.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, just stealing Bill Burr's shit.
Oh, my God. It's so terrible being not original or
I know.
funny.
Yeah, we're funny. We're just not original.
We're all right.
And also not that funny.
No, we think we're funny. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
The
right.
3 people listening to this at this table, and the dozen or so people that regularly listen to this podcast think we're funny. That's all that matters.
All right. We could do that.
Or
We
at
could
least
settle
they
that.
think we're all right.
Now, close to 30.
Yeah.
30. Well,
Oh shit! Your birthday's like really soon.
it's the 7th.
Oh shit!
But
What day of the week is that? It's like a.
it's a work week. It's a work day. Unfortunately, it's a Thursday. I think.
You always got to take those days off, man.
Yeah, I might take Friday off. But as a 30-ish-year-old man who did grow up to some extent on cartoons like Thundercats, maybe the only positive I can think of is that a combination of Cheetara and the Pink Power Ranger caused me to hit puberty pretty early.
Yeah.
The sudden realization, like, whoa, girls are cool.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I remember when that kind of dawned on me. Like, you remember that weird period of time where you were just like, "Hey, but what's up with
What's
women?
up with girls?
Yeah.
It was Blossom from the Powerpuff Girls. I was like 10. Yeah.
So
I like redheads, man.
Yeah. I think I feel like it might have started to dawn on me with Pete and Pete.
Yeah.
Watching Pete and Pete and the relationship between Pete and what the hell was her name? Ellen.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say Wendy, but that's not right.
She's a girl and
Winnie.
a friend, but
yeah.
she's not a girlfriend.
Winnie Cooper.
Winnie Cooper, man.
Yeah.
But like it hits you in waves as a kid until eventually you're just like, oh fuck, that's actually all I can think about now.
I think at one point too it was because the Batman the animated series is my fucking jam. I still
that show's awesome.
I still consider that one of the best cartoons ever
It
made.
was dark, sufficiently dark for a kid's show.
Neo noir.
Yeah. Well acted.
It would not have been the same without like Bruce Timm doing all the work. But the rare occasions when Batgirl would show up and be like, "Oh man, girls are great."
Yeah, right. Man, to be a kid again.
Yeah, I know.
Finding out about girls for the first time.
Why don't we take ourselves a little break?
We'll take a break and we'll come back with the joke of the week, and then we'll get into the topic.
Tell me a fucking joke.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Bye.
Bye.
I can't make it. Oh.
Hey guys, you've been listening to and enjoying the 3 Dude Cast.
We hope you've been enjoying it anyway, but if you have, mash that like button.
Yeah, smash that fucking like button.
It looks like a heart on SoundCloud, I think.
I think so.
Something like that.
And if you really want to hear more of our stuff,
You can subscribe to us,
Yeah, or rate and review us on iTunes and Google Play.
and we're everywhere. SoundCloud, everywhere.
we're always with you.
Always. Hey everybody, welcome back.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hey, it's time for a little segment we call Schmorpin and Dorpin.
No, we don't.
It's time for a little game that I play that I like to call reality or bullshit.
No, it's not.
Wait, just a cotton picking minute,
No, seriously,
mister.
I have a would you rather for you guys this week.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You're on thin ice, my friend.
All right, joke of the week this week. All right, let me make sure I don't fuck this joke up.
Man, by the way, you've told some really good jokes in this segment that I'm still telling people.
You know what? I'm starting to. I'm having to dig now into jokedom. I'm trying to find other people's jokes and pass them off as my own. You know, so you're gonna have to bear with me because you might have heard some of these before. But
all right,
you know. So this is one that I found that I thought was pretty good.
Okay.
So a Catholic priest, a Protestant minister, and a rabbi are all sitting in a bar on a Friday night, and you know they're having a couple drinks and they're knocking them back, and they're trying to decide among each other which of them is best at their craft.
Okay.
Which of them, you know, is the best at spreading their religion around and getting people into their faith.
Okay.
So they're arguing over who they think is the best, and the Protestant minister proposes a challenge. He says, "I know what we'll do. We'll go out and we'll see which one of us can convert." Somebody to our religion the fastest, and we'll all meet at this bar tomorrow night, and we'll see if any of us have done it. And the Catholic priest says, well, I mean, it's who are we going to convert? Are we going to pick a child? Are we going to pick an adult? Where are we going to do this? Where are we going to do it? And the rabbi proposes that in order to make it fair and not get an adult or a child who's too susceptible, they make it as challenging as possible. And they all decide that they're going to go into the woods and try and convert a bear to their religion. So the three of them, take a shot of their drinks and they shake on it, and they decide to wander off into the woods to see which one of them can convert a bear to their religion first. Give me a little puff on my cigar here.
I love this premise right off the bat.
Meanwhile, Charles Darwin is just sitting up in heaven laughing his ass off.
All right, get a little relay here. So these three are fending off into the woods. And 20, we'll say 16 hours passes, right? And they all meet up at the bar the next day. And the first thing that happens is the Catholic priest walks in and he notices that the Protestant minister is already sitting there. Yeah. And the Protestant minister has a big gash on the side of his chest or the side of his stomach and a cast on his leg. Yeah. And the Catholic priest happens to have his arm in a sling and he's walking on a crutch on the way in. So he sits down next to the bar by the Protestant minister and he says, well, did you have any luck? And the Protestant minister says, well, it was hard and it took some time, but I think I did it. I went out into the woods. I found a big grizzly bear and I tried to talk to him first and that didn't work. That's how I got this. And he, gestures to the wound on his stomach. And he said, so I had to wrestle him. I had to wrestle him down and I finally got him down to the river. And he, on the way in, we rolled in and he took a swipe at me and that's how I got this. And he, gestures to his leg. But once I baptized him in the cooling waters of the river, he was, calm as could be. And he's coming to service tomorrow on Sunday.
No one's going to know though, because he's going to be in a tie.
Yeah, no one would ever know.
And so he says, well, how about you? How about you, priest? How did you do? And the Catholic priest says, well, it was pretty much the same for me. He's, the first thing I did is went up and I went to shake his hand and he just took a swipe at my arm and that's how I got this. And I had to fight him down and, eventually I was able to calm him back into his cave and I gave him a sermon. And he took one more swipe at me and that's how I got this limp. But over time I was able to win him over and it's, the same story. He's coming in on Sunday to, see the service. Yeah. And it's at this time that the rabbi gets wheeled into the bar in a wheelchair, full body cast, head wrap gushing blood from the top of it. He's screwed up. And he wheels up to the bar, and the priest and the minister are just looking at him. And he orders a drink, and the bartender brings it over and pours it into his open mouth. And he looks at them both, and he says, "Guys, I don't think I should have started with the circumcision."
Nice. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm having to dig for these now, so I'm trying to like sift through other people's jokes, and I'm trying to find the ones that I think are good. So
Yeah. God, that's a great joke.
yeah, it's a good joke, right? I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah. I knew it was gonna. He was gonna be worse off. I just didn't know
Right.
why. But I knew we were building towards something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Well, I guess it's time to get into the topic this week, which I literally just came up with not 20 minutes ago, at the first break.
Okay.
So I think this is going to be a good one because I've been shuffling through our backlog of episodes, and this is not something that we've done, which
Really?
is surprising to me. It is not going to be a typical episode from mine because usually mine are like super personal and stupid, and like really
that's true.
feely and boring.
They're
and,
usually stupid, though.
dumb,
Yeah.
stupid.
I'll give you that.
So I'd like to channel the Bare Naked Ladies for this episode,
Yes, please.
and I would like to know what it would be like if we had $1 million.
Oh,
If all three of us at this table were suddenly gifted $1 million,
how have we not talked about this?
exactly right, tax free, what would we do? If you became a tax free 1 million, only 1 million.
Yeah, which sounds like a lot.
If you want Miltons, I can get you them, but 1 million may be asking too much.
Asking too much.
No,
Miltons.
$1 million. Yeah.
This is a great topic because I think everyone runs this over in their heads, and $1 million does sound like a lot, and it is a lot. But it's also really surprisingly easy, I think, to destroy $1 million.
Yes. Very quickly.
That's the thing. I think we'd all like to imagine we'd be responsible with $1 million, but
Right.
You don't know until you have that.
Yeah.
right.
Think about this: $1 million, $100,000, a year. That's only 10 years, right?
Yeah.
$50,000. That's only 20 years.
Right,
Do
exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
So you stretch that out. If you don't do anything to make that make you money, it's
Exactly.
gone. It's gone faster than you want it to.
yeah. In our lives, we will probably earn $1 million.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like this so far off number.
Yeah,
you know
right.
What I'm
It's
saying?
not impossible.
So I want to know if you had a tax-free $1 million deposited into your account tonight, what would you do with it?
Well,
I'm amazed that we haven't talked about this.
Yeah, me
at all.
too.
I'm amazed, but I went through to double check it, and no,
Yeah.
we haven't done
now
that. So.
am I operating? Am I doing this on the assumption that I'm the only one that gets it, or that all three of us each get it?
Well, oh, wait. Oh,
That's
you
a
mean
good question.
Because if I get $1 million and you guys don't, the first thing I'm doing is paying off your guys' debts.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I would assume we'll put it under the assumption that. Put it under the assumption that we did not.
Right.
You only have the $1 million.
Okay.
And not the other one.
Then
not
I'm
the other one.
going to pay off some debts.
Yes.
For you guys. I'm going to take. Let's be a little, I guess, conservative here and say $250,000 and put it into securities that are guaranteed to appreciate over time. Or do you not think that's so wise?
That's fine. You put it. It's your money. You could do with it whatever you choose to do.
So let's say now I have $650,000 left over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ish. 650,000 left over after this.
I'm gonna have to do math.
Yeah. Sorry.
Let's put 150,000 into. I'm gonna hire an investor and so I don't fuck anything up, and I'm gonna do some stocks. I'm gonna put it into stuff that will appreciate hopefully quickly. Some emerging markets and things that everyone's being like buy, and then so basically have some money there that will grow if I'm wise about it. The remaining $500,000, just beer.
Yeah, right. Yeah, honestly,
No,
beer and weed.
well, first I'm gonna take Aubrey to Italy, like she's been wanting to go to.
Oh yeah,
God, that'd be nice.
And then I'm gonna take, I don't know, 10,000 and go to Vegas.
yeah. Why not? Right, have a little fun, right?
Well, let's stop and just think about some basics here. For example, to help visualize $1 million, which is both, not the most money you could have, but it's also a pretty damn big number.
It's not exorbitant though.
But 1% of that is $10,000, right?
Yeah.
So really thinking about it, if you put money into like any kind of you put money into the market, right?
Yeah.
You put it in a fund or you have someone manage your money for you, invest for you. Even if you make like a percentage point, you've made 10K,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And then that adds up in compounds and makes money too.
Sure.
So it's very easy to imagine it kind of running away very quickly.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
building up very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's just 1%.
Which is why this is going to be challenging, I think.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna have to try to find a way to balance $1 million.
Because for me, I feel like the first thing I'm doing is putting that somewhere where I can make more money
Exactly.
quickly.
Yeah. It's going to be here's the thing about investment is it's not designed to make you money quickly. It's designed to be a
Right.
slow burn. Your 401k, for example, a lot of that borrows from stocks. That's for your retirement. That's 40 years down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And we had a pretty crazy year for gains,
Yeah.
the stock market this last year.
gains.
Sweet gains, bro.
Yeah.
And I think my 401k ended up averaging 16% growth.
Yeah.
For the year, which is enormous.
Yeah.
And will probably not happen again.
Right, sure.
Because we had this ridiculous all business was oh cool, Trump tax cut. Let's go crazy. And everyone was just throwing money around.
Yeah.
And then that kind of stopped.
Petered off. Right.
Yeah. So that probably won't happen again for a very, very, very
Sure.
long time. 15% is unrealistic to expect in general, right? But if you had your money in the market before that, you made 150K on $1 million.
Exactly. So I think we're going to do this both ways. I think at first we're going to talk about if one of us had $1 million, and then at second we'll talk about if all three of us had it at the same time, what would happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the first thing I would probably do was get debts paid off.
Yeah.
Standing right now, debt wise, including student loans, car payments, credit cards, all that stuff, I'm probably sitting somewhere in the ballpark of 35,000.
In your debts?
25, maybe closer to 40.
Yeah.
40,000.
Yeah,
somewhere in that
we were
ballpark.
just talking about this earlier
Yeah.
tonight, which makes it kind of convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was somewhere in the $40,000 range.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a little math on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm looking at 70 to 80 myself to start.
With the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the question is, are you keeping this house?
Right. Yeah, well, yeah, that's a great question. If you have that kind of money. See, this is why I feel like the first thing though is you put that money somewhere where it starts making you money, and you pay off debts as you go with the money you're making of the money that you put into making
but
money.
the problem therein is that you're not going to get that right away. Do you know what I'm saying?
Not right away.
If you put something in a Roth IRA, which might be one of the best things you can do with it,
Sure.
You're not going to get that money for another 25 years.
Right, but I mean, I'm talking about investing in funds where I can buy and sell shares as I
Quickly,
wish.
yeah.
Yeah. I think yeah, for sure. I think if you got $1 million and you can get a decent payment plan on a house, go for that.
Yeah.
Pay that off over time, and
Sure.
you'll never wonder about a place to live ever again.
Sure.
Right.
I think also it's not unreasonable to say that getting a nice Lincoln Continental or something.
Yeah.
All right, so let's
cash up front.
start doing some subtractions.
A nice car.
Yeah, so let's say
nice-
like at most 30,000 for a car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
I think what I
50,000.
say what I would probably do is
50,000.
I want to say even a Malibu is over 30,000, right? Even a Malibu is 35.
oh yeah, they're up there. Yeah, I would probably buy myself a nice truck. I think And then because I know reasonably that's going to last me for a very long time.
Yeah.
If I take care of it.
I'm buying myself a Mad Max style truck tanker, and I'm just driving. It's going to be self-driving, and I'm just going to be on the hood playing electric guitar.
Right. How fucking cool was that movie? Man?
Yeah, seriously.
How fucking cool was that movie?
Man, with $1 million, I could totally live out my own Mad Max fantasy in the desert alone.
I think my key is the first thing I'm doing is taking care of my debts. The first thing I'm doing is taking care of my debts, and then I'm investing.
Really? So
I want my initial debts taken care of.
Well, it does make sense that
I want a clean slate.
the sooner you can clean debt away, the
Sooner you can start building it back the fuck up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can stop paying interest on things.
Yep.
But I feel like if you invest money, you're going to be making returns on that at a higher rate than the interest you're paying out. I feel like.
Maybe.
I feel like with
Perhaps.
$1 million invested.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
There's a very strong possibility that the thing that you invest in crashes
Right.
completely and you lose all of that money.
Yeah,
You have
that's
to-
true.
You have to think about that. There's a very real possibility. In fact, there's probably a better possibility that that's going to happen.
I don't think so.
It's at least 50-50.
There are moderate risk options for investing that grow like a pretty predictable amount, and it's a big surprise when those things fail.
Yeah.
Like your blue chips and stuff.
Yeah, sure. Berkshire Hathaway, incidentally, there's Berkshire Hathaway A, which is $20,000 a share or whatever it is. Then there's he has opened up Berkshire Hathaway B, which is like the subsect stock.
Yeah.
which is predictably
What the fuck is Berkshire Hathaway?
the Warren Buffett's
Yeah.
firm. Yeah. So
Wait, you can invest in an investment firm?
yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, continue.
Yeah, they have a fund that is made up of lots of things they've invested in, and you can buy a piece of that investment.
Exactly right.
It's all a shell game, Ben.
Yeah, right. But they have,
doesn't matter.
But
It
they
doesn't
have
add
two.
up.
They have Berkshire Hathaway A and then Berkshire Hathaway B, which is trading right now for, I don't know, somewhere around $190 a share. It's pretty, it's pretty accessible for most people if you wanted to drop a couple grand into something.
In fact, that's probably what I've got in my stash shares because I've been using the Stash Invest app.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a small chunk of Berkshire Hathaway, and I mean not a lot. I think it's like $20.
Yeah.
Which is a partial share of a share.
Yeah. Right.
And it was. And by the way, it lost money since I put money into it. I don't think I'm a very good investor when it comes to stuff like
No,
this.
it's a gamble. You're gambling when you're making investments.
Right.
And you have to just, you have to roll with it.
Right.
I think most importantly, what I would do if I had that kind of financial liberty would just be to kind of live the way I want to live. And just, if I invest my money right and am careful with it, I might not ever need to work again another day in my life.
Sure.
So
That's the thing.
every Sunday I could get up and go to Barry Dingle's and not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trick is because with $1 million, you are almost at just $1 million. You're almost certainly going to have to work again at some point with just $1 million. If you don't invest it, if you don't take strides to improve that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think the key initially is maybe to keep your job, at least up front.
Yeah.
And continue to work. And just be really excited that you have $1 million.
That's the thing is, for me, I cannot imagine quitting my job.
Yeah, it's
I might fuck around at it more, but
yeah.
I really don't think I would ever quit working in some capacity.
I would at least give myself the opportunity to take a vacation or two just to try other things and see how they work.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then if those work, do that instead.
The thing is, none of us have jobs that are, not something that we could go out and get again somewhere making the same kind of money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you mean to say that none of us have irreplaceable jobs?
Exactly. Like we have jobs that like if we quit tomorrow, we could reasonably, with a certain amount of time, probably find a job where we were making the same amount of money or more or close enough to it that
Right.
I
I think that's true.
So it's like you could quit if you wanted to. I think I wouldn't. I think I would probably. I don't know. I don't know what what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I think I probably might. What I might do is supplement my income if I had. There's so many options here. I
know.
Like you can invest, but the other thing I'm thinking is like if I had a tax-free $1 million, I make a decent chunk now. I'm thinking like I could add $20,000.
Yeah.
To my paycheck.
Yeah.
Or every year, my salary every year, and just do that every year for the next however long.
Right. Oh, you mean like out of that million?
Out of that $1 million.
Oh,
add supplement $20,000 of income and disperse that evenly paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, just whatever you get paid at work, match that from your own assets.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Like 20,000 extra bucks a year will last you 50 hold on a minute. 50 years.
50 years, yeah.
Yeah. Which is you will
Which is life.
you will possibly make it that long, maybe not.
Maybe
That's
not.
Definitely like almost all your life for sure.
Sure. Let's assume too that when you die, that money goes to whoever you want it to go to.
Yeah.
You know, you have the right to leave it tax free to.
Well, my clone, of course.
Yeah, right. You're exactly right.
See, here's the thing.
Darth Maul.
$1 million. I got to think that, you know, they always say you should be buying property. Like if I was thinking about, forget the market.
Buy land.
Yeah. Buying land, it really is the only thing they ain't making more of.
I'm gonna quote one of my favorite movies here. Oh brother, where art thou? You ain't no kind of man if you don't got land.
Well, it makes sense because it's like like, you know, take for example like big city real estate.
Yeah.
It ain't getting cheaper,
Right.
by and large, especially like, you know, certain cities like New York rents are like not gonna fall through the floor anytime soon. Everyone wants to be there.
There's
At least not until the dystopian future of 1997, where it's turned into a prison island.
I recommended
course.
on this podcast the Jay-Z album 444.
Yeah.
And on that there's a track called The Story of OJ.
Okay.
And he says he's talking about a property that he bought. He's like, I bought that shit for $1 million. 2 years later, that shit worth $2 million. And it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, man, that sounds great.
Yeah,
I would
that's
love
kind of how.
Yeah, that's kind of what I
basically-
want.
That's sort of how it works.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, more or less, unless you're, you know, unless you're like looking at property in places like, okay, so case in point, great example of how that can go wrong. Youngstown had like one specific source of industry that was
Right.
keeping this place afloat, and that collapsed, and everything else that happened after that is a direct result of that. But you know, like cities like, okay, like New York is a very multi-industrial city with like, you know, many, you know, different things going on, and it's not likely to become irrelevant anytime soon. Now, flip side, San Francisco, you know, like, or, you know, like the Silicon Valley area or whatever, like all those places where like tech is the thing that's there, and it could probably pick up and walk away if it really wanted to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't need to pull anything out of the earth there or anything like that. You know, maybe that's a little bit more vulnerable.
Sure.
But it just seems like property would be such a great idea.
And I think small scale property, you know, you're going to have to with just $1 million.
Yeah.
You're going to have to start small.
Yeah, I
Think about
so.
that.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
I mean, I don't know. I remember Dad telling me, actually Mom too, there was that plot of land where the casino sits now in Youngstown.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were at one point looking at the cost of that when it was, you know, 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
No shit.
When there was, remember when there was nothing on 46 all the way down there? It was just woods for a long time. And that land was like a steal. You know, it was not expensive, you know?
Well, yeah, because
Think about that, you
It's
know?
hard to imagine anything going into a place until stuff has built up
around
towards
it,
it. And
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Until you see things sort of closing in, like the Ruley Brothers on Kirk Road.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Directly behind that Ruley Brothers, Timberbrook is the street that runs parallel, and that's where my grandpa lives. Mm-hmm. And when my mom was growing up, there was nothing there.
Nothing
That
there.
store
It was.
wasn't there.
Yeah.
And in fact, one of my uncles set the woods on fire back there, fucking around.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like they probably didn't necessarily envision it looking like it does today.
Sure. Nobody did. I even think about how much stuff has changed since we were kids around here.
Yeah.
That entire stretch of 46, there was nothing.
Right.
There was freeway and woods.
Yeah.
And then the gas stations and the truck stop.
And the Dairy Queen.
And the Dairy Queen was there, right?
Dairy Queen
Yeah.
was there.
But yeah, I mean, there was a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
It was just a big empty slot of land.
yeah.
I remember when Mahoning Avenue was like 3 lanes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
right.
it was really slim, you know?
Yeah. Stuff changes.
Yeah.
But well, what about fun shit?
Yeah. Like let's. I guess I want to talk about the fun shit a lot. I want to buy myself a nice vehicle. I think I would the one I would buy myself probably a new truck.
Yeah.
Like a truck that I could see myself having for the next 15 to 20 years.
Yeah.
Because there's something that's going to last a long time that I could kind of beat up
Right.
That's really nice that I could kind of maintain and, something that'll hold its resale value. So if I ever do decide I want something else, I can get something else.
See, I was looking around at and I think my ideal consumer grade car, like I said before, is probably the Lincoln Continental because I want to be like real fucking comfortable.
Those are nice
when I'm
cars.
driving a car.
I think the next vehicle I get's going to be a luxury car, even if it's an old one.
Yeah.
They're nice cars.
How much would you like to own a fucking Range Rover, though?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Like a vehicle that could just conquer.
Yeah, right.
Just go wherever the fuck you want. Like, nature can't tell you where not to go in a Range Rover.
Ford F-250 Raptor.
Yeah.
Bam.
God.
Ah,
Fantastic.
just to be alive. Yeah.
The ultimate den / man cave.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With you got to have the
A literal cave.
Yeah, right. You gotta have like at least one arcade cabinet in there for sure.
Sure.
You gotta have the nice bar.
Yeah.
Keep it good and stocked. Morty, the TV, the home theater setup's gonna be a big thing, obviously.
Yeah.
I would buy, I think, no less than 3 and no more than 5 really good bottles of alcohol.
Yeah.
For special occasions. I'd buy a really good scotch. I'd buy a really good wine or a couple of each. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing that you buy and you go, this I might open one day at my daughter's wedding.
Yeah.
You don't intend to open it when you're bored some Friday in the future.
You're not pouring it into a coffee mug and,
Yeah. It's something really that you go, this will be opened when the time
the
is
affordable
right.
luxuries. We talk a lot
Yeah.
about that. With $1 million, you can get a lot of really nice affordable luxuries.
I want a really good kitchen, and when I
oh God, yes.
my ideal setup is one in which obviously it's got to have that center counter space, the island. But what I want for that to be is where like the walking space in the kitchen, where you might go into the kitchen, passing through from one room to the other, getting stuff out of cabinets or what have you.
Yeah.
That is kind of on one side of the island.
Okay.
And the other side of the island is like fridge, sink, cupboards, stove, and then counter space in between those elements. Just for the fact that, I can do everything there. I can prep, I can cook, I can plate and serve without anyone coming into that space.
Yeah.
It's a design area that says, don't come in here.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing all my work here. You stay out there until I'm done.
It's a design that says tredent.
Yeah. There's a lot of families, and I guess it depends on what family you're in. There's a lot of families where the kitchen is the hub of the home. And like for a long time when I was younger, that was our house. The kitchen's like the main hub. Everybody gathers in the kitchen.
Sure.
It's like the main central space. That's the kind of kitchen I want.
I agree.
Open, big. I want the kitchen from The Sopranos. That's what I want. That big, open, angled, little dining room table off to the side. That's not as important as the, you know what I mean?
You know what I would really like to happen is my uncle has his kitchen, which is pretty nicely. It's kind of got that same design where it's like, fuck off while I'm in here.
Yeah.
Stay out there.
Yeah.
But then it's got a countertop that looks directly into the den.
Yeah.
And that sort of den / kitchen space.
Yeah.
It becomes kind of the hub.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So like something where the kitchen isn't entirely separated from everything, but one where I kind of have the room that I would want to, just kind of spread my work out and move around.
I'm going to draw you a diagram here because the apartment that we almost got was basically like this. This is an apartment out in Boardman. It was a 2-bedroom. Kitchen's here, and it's like I don't want to call
the
it
front door, first of all.
front door is right here.
Okay.
So you walk in. This is a dining space. It's bigger than this. It's, probably closer out to here. Your kitchen is, I don't want to call it a galley because it's not small, but it was that hallway style kitchen. But it was wider than like even say my kitchen is now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there was a little window that looked out from the kitchen onto, that you could walk
Right.
up to as like a serving station out into
Yeah.
the family room.
Yeah,
which
and
is
that's-
really nice.
That's perfect. My mom's house, when I was growing up, it actually still is there as a window into the family room from the kitchen.
It's a really nice thing. Like it's
Yeah.
it's the two most important places in my mind in a house are the kitchen and the living room. Those are the
You
Whatever
spend
you're-
so much time in those two rooms.
Those are
Yeah.
like the rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's good to have a bridge between them. I would love to have a great. I agree, like 100%. A great kitchen, good appliances.
Yeah.
I already have a pretty nice cutlery set.
Yeah.
But just
Right.
slowly building up to the dream. Where you can prepare stuff.
I kind of feel like realistically, when I think about the house I want to have, and I know this is a little dorky, but like this house is nothing extravagant, and
Yeah.
it's basically all I want.
That's what I want. I don't want a big house at all.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I want a normal,
Yeah.
and I want to fill it with cool shit. That's
Yeah.
that's the rich person dream.
Yeah,
Have a
right.
normal house,
Yeah.
with rooms that you're basically always going to visit. You're going to go to the different rooms in the house.
Yeah.
It would just be nice to go shopping for groceries and then like come out of it being like, without being like, I spent $10 more than I meant to.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. No, but I think if I had $1 million, let's set aside all the other shit that I would, do to try and protect that. One of the investments I would make in this house, I think, is reorganize the kitchen dining room in my house here. First of all, put actual walls around my back porch.
Yeah.
I love that back porch. It's a great place to hang out, but it's basically surrounded by like not real walls and plexiglass windows, right? It's like not an actual room. I want that. I would put real walls around that, a real roof on it, and I think I'd open a door out to it.
Yeah, there you go.
For sure.
Because I can just imagine how nice it would be if my dining room, the wall off at the end of it, was a sliding door that I could go down some steps and into a nice big outdoor porch.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and then you put like something like the front wall is your opening, you know what I mean, out into the yard.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
open it up. I have very little that I want with that money. I want a nice vehicle. I'll say I want two nice vehicles. I want something like the truck that I really would want that I could have last for years and years and years, and would resell, for a pretty good price if I wanted to. And then I want something silly that's not crazy expensive, like a 71 Ford Torino.
Right.
The Starsky and Hutch car, right? With the big ass hatchback. Something you could take up to 120 miles an hour without thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, costs money, but it's not like, $100,000. You could go out. I could go out tomorrow and get a Camaro.
Yeah.
Like a 70s Camaro for 20 grand if I wanted to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something fun, like a
Yeah.
fun car. Like the
Yeah.
everyday car, the everyday vehicle, and then something fun for me.
Here's a thing we haven't even talked about.
I'd sue lens crafters.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Yes.
You'll finally get back at those
Yeah.
dweeb fucks. Think about this. If you got $1 million, what is to stop you from driving as fast as you fucking want
Right.
all the time?
Right.
That's why they do it.
Yeah.
The people that drive around like they don't care actually don't care.
Right.
Right.
They'll
Yeah.
just pay it.
Right. Yeah.
I think once I figure out a good amount, I wouldn't know like with all other expenses and everything, but a significant amount of stuff would go to charity and specifically the Autism Self-Advocacy Network.
Yeah.
I think a lot of my money would go into that.
Just throw your money at whoever can like finally drive the nail through the Autism Speaks people or
Yeah.
whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Like can we
Kind
just
of gross.
Yeah, let's talk about some like super advocacy you can do with your money. But
Yeah.
we're still talking about $1 million.
Yeah, right. I mean, what can you do? My favorite charity has always been
Yeah, right. All right, uncharitable fuck.
no, God. I used to donate a pittance to them after every paycheck.
Ow.
Anything like
Make
March
a-
Dimes,
Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Make-A-Wish. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Make-A-Wish Foundation is a foundation that does
yeah.
the coolest shit. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Basically, it takes like someone who is like generally a kid and in the worst possible situation, and
Right.
give them a dream,
Right.
a fucking dream,
Yeah.
You know?
I read a Cracked article once that was like the top 10 best wishes granted by Make-A-Wish Foundation. And it's like one of those things that you're going to tear up by the end of.
Yeah.
And the best wish was one where this kid who was like 12 or 13 wanted to be a superhero for a day. He had like leukemia.
Yeah.
And the entire city of Seattle helped make that happen.
I saw that.
Holy
That was
shit.
not long ago.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and it culminated in a battle in the town square with people on the side of the road cheering him on.
Yeah.
And like he kicked the bad guy's ass, and then like how fucking cool is that, right? Doesn't that just get to you?
It
Right?
warms my heart.
Yeah, it's incredible, And they asked him how it felt to save the day, and he said this was the best day of my life. That would be who I'd donate to.
Fucking A, man.
Anybody who makes a kid have the best day of their life, any kid, doesn't matter,
I hear that John Cena holds the record, right? For Make-A-Wish.
John Cena
did.
has granted a pretty ridiculous amount
Yeah,
of
it's
wishes.
like a superhuman number of wishes.
Now-
The Rock is not far behind him, though.
I will say it's very disappointing because he's been to see so many kids and yet they can't see him.
How do you even grant those wishes? Hey, it's John Cena.
John Cena's
Where is
here. Where is he? He's right there.
He's right there.
Tyler, he's right there.
By his absence, you will know his presence.
TJ. That's what's a kid name?
Yeah.
TJ.
TJ. We discussed this the other night. TJ Oshie with a little propeller beanie on while he's on the ice. Get a man's name, TJ
Yeah.
Oshie. Nah, we're just kidding.
Nah, fuck.
But seriously, fuck you.
No, it's that. I think if I had to pick a charity, and again, $1 million is not a lot of money, but it's enough that I could pay it forward. I think one of the things I would probably do, as opposed to like an organized charity, would be do things like buy somebody's groceries for them when I'm in line at the checkout counter, or like if I see a family behind me, which I've done before, which anybody can do, and I recommend you do.
Yeah.
If you see like a family behind you with kids in the car, pay for their meal at Wendy's or wherever. You know what I mean?
Sometimes those things go on for like a really long time.
Yeah.
If like someone starts one of those, they can go for hours and hours.
Sure.
Basically until someone orders like a $20 order and then someone goes, yeah, you know what? No. I'm not buying that. I got a $2 coffee. I'm not getting roped into this scheme. They can pay for theirs.
No, it's just it's little stuff like that. That would be,
Yeah.
it's just a little pay it forward kind of stuff.
Right.
See, I think what I would want with my money is I just want to build an elevator in my basement that just goes down into like I strap in, right? I tie myself into this tiny,
Even
very
better,
narrow elevator.
make it the toilet.
Right.
with a pipe that extends up.
No, I'm gonna go into this chamber and it's gonna lower me into the earth like a half mile, right? And there's no light, and it just blares like De Antwoord or something like that. Like it just blasts it in my ears, and I just stand there with my arms at my sides and slowly go insane.
Yeah. Wow, that sounds great.
I mean, that's what I want.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't?
I just get like extremely claustrophobic, and it's like just screaming like South African music at me, and then I just stay there for like an hour.
A polka chamber,
I just
a soundproof room where it's just blaring "Who Stole the Kishka."
yeah, and it's barely a room. Again,
Yeah.
I can't stress this enough.
Not
It's a
even a-
tube just barely big enough for me to fit
You can't
in.
even move your arms.
Can't even. No, it's
You
like
just want to.
like a baby cow turn it into veal down there.
And then you just stay down there for like half a week, right?
Yeah, right. Like just a while. There's like a hamster tube, and so I have water and
You're like
nutrients.
ankle deep in your own piss.
Yeah, right.
There's like no room. There's no concept of day or night.
Right, no.
You're
Yeah,
just-
because there's no light at all. You have
You're
no
just
idea.
shitting and
Yeah.
pissing onto your own body.
And it's timed to let me back up after like 4 days, but I never know if it's actually going to work. When
Even
I go
better,
down
you,
there.
you drink a whole bunch of ayahuasca,
Yeah.
like juice, right before you go down there.
Yeah, right.
And you're just there for like 4 days, and
I
there's
just-
no way back
I
up.
confront the devil,
Yeah.
and then I come back.
Yeah, right. And then you're back, and then you have to like live normal life like
Yeah,
that.
right.
That's a good use of your
That,
million.
that costs like what, like $200K?
Yeah, you probably. I mean, you got to get the ayahuasca here. That's gonna
Sure,
be.
that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
I could probably build that myself. What am I talking about?
Nah, that's fine. You'll be fine. You just start digging, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you just start digging.
And then eventually put the tracks in the motor mechanism.
Right. You just got to make sure that the motor works so you get back up. Although I guess that's, well, whatever.
If I don't come back, I don't come back. No big deal.
Yeah, right. I mean, you're already going to be, it's going to be horrible for you when you get back. Nothing's going to feel right anymore.
Yeah, and I'll give it like a cool name, like Nightmare Tube.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool name.
Yeah. I don't know why I was sitting here thinking that. Like, that's what I want.
That's what I'll do. Yeah.
Just like
Cave of Wonders.
just like a half mile into the earth, screaming, and no one can hear me.
It's probably
Like a buried alive.
That's very insightful. This is a big, just a tube where like, you know what I like is just a
Number
tube.
97 on Forbes Top 100 is Dave Dragowski, who founder of Nightmare Tube Incorporated.
It's just a thing that makes you deal with yourself.
Charges he's been charging wealthy clientele $100,000 a descent to remain down there for 4 days and face their inner demons.
Yeah, brilliant. Even better, there's a tiny drop of water that just
Like a slow trickle.
drips down from the top of the tube, and
You have to like catch it with your tongue like a snowflake. Oh God!
it's just constantly beating you on the top of the head.
Right. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
That's a really good use of your money.
Really picture that. A half mile into the earth is a long way to
That's
go.
a long way.
Yeah. That's like really, that's so far that like if they
You're
covered
like-
the top of it, they'd never find you.
You're like, right, yeah. I mean, you're like you're deep into the crust. You're into the like eustachian tube.
That's what we'll call it.
Yeah.
U station tube.
The U
station.
There you go.
Tube.
Right. You're like into the like Paleolithic zone, You're
Yeah,
like,
you're like-
way down there.
You're like way on the Mesozoic layer.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You're into the stratosphere of the Earth's crust.
Yeah.
It'll be it's $200K.
No big deal.
Not a
Yeah.
big deal.
Worthy investment. Pays for itself.
And then the rest, you can, when you come back up, you'll have enough money left over that you can kill yourself.
Yeah, right. You'll have more than enough left over for like a gun and a bullet.
Yeah, sure. And then you can just jump back into the tube and give the money to,
Well, what you do is you take the elevator up, you just push
Angels
it aside,
for
and you
Animals
just
or some
leap.
shit.
You leap into the half mile long fall straight into the earth.
and then you just like leave your money to like your dog or something stupid.
Anyway, sorry, that was a weird one.
Would you? I don't know if like any one of us would be able to resist the temptation to go full on Caligula at one point and just have just have an orgy at our houses where we're like being
why not?
fed grapes and
Hell yeah, right?
we declare our horse a senator and
It's crazy shit.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Declare yourself a sovereign state. Just your land.
I've got $1 million. I think that's more than enough to form my own nation.
Yeah.
If money is power and power corrupts, $1 million is maybe not enough to make you full evil, but it'll get you on the road.
Yeah, $1 million's gonna, like you said, make me go 50 to 35 without worrying.
$1 million's gonna make you like take your library book back overdue and never pay the fine.
Truly, wealth corrupts.
Yeah, right.
Turn up bad company and just serve it.
Here come the jesters. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's like not enough to make you really like straight up Caligula evil, but it'll get you started. It's the sampler pack.
Right. Yeah.
It'll just give you a taste for evil that you can't get out of your mouth.
Yeah. For sure.
In fun little ways.
I think I would also, what honestly I'd do if I had $1 million is anytime I went out to eat I'd leave like 50% tips and,
Hell yeah.
Yes.
assuming I stopped there I would like 75% or whatever
I'll probably end up just like tipping whatever, like basically 100% tip everywhere I went.
Sure.
That's already crazy. Like,
Sure.
you get like a $50 meal, you leave a $50 tip, someone goes, holy shit. And you can do that sustainably for like
a while. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would, and again, we don't know because we don't know what the mindset's going to be if that ever happens. It's
Pretty
you just,
sure about Nightmare Tube, but okay.
yeah. I mean, why? I mean, why wouldn't you be?
Yeah, I'm I don't know. I've proven at various points in my life to be okay with money, and then some points where I'm not so okay with money.
Yeah.
If I that's even just when I get my hands on my tax return, my first thought is not like, well, it was at first for a while. I'll invest it.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, but man, there's an Xbox One I could get.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, because like that's what it's there for, is to buy an Xbox.
Well, the thing is, like, when if we all made like tons more money than we make now, then we wouldn't even like have like a return to begin with. So it's like the purpose of the tax return is for us who are like already not making like a ton of money. You're like, you know what? Have a little something.
Right, here you go. This
Have
is
a little
yours.
something.
Yeah.
Incidentally, all my tax return and more went to the engagement ring. So,
Yeah.
Which is good because there's no way it would have been a lot shittier ring. Like it would have been
Yeah, you
bad.
did great. It was a beautiful ring. by the way.
It's pretty good. Yeah,
She loves it, obviously.
yeah.
Fucking Michael Scott. Well, they say 3 years salary.
3 years salary.
I remember like he shows the ring to.
Holy shit!
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Holy shit, is that real?
Yeah. Say 3 years salary.
yeah. Oh,
What a beautiful fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, gosh, I mean, like, the real truth is, what I want with money.
What I want, you got, but it might be hard to handle. Like a flame burns a candle. Cocktails. Woo. That was pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
Everybody just kind of went along with that.
Yeah. But what I actually want out of money, more than anything, I thought you were going to do it again. I was ready.
I thought about it.
I know. I saw you. What I really want with money, more than anything, is just to like not have to worry about money.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's actually it. I don't want a lot of stuff.
Like I said, like be able to go to the grocery store and be like, okay, instead of just like, oh shit, I spent $40 instead of $30.
They always say money doesn't buy happiness, but being broke is unhappiness.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So fucking figure that one out.
Whoever says money doesn't buy happiness has enough money. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, well, it doesn't buy happiness. Well, I'm having trouble paying the rent, motherfucker.
Yeah, right. Like, my utilities are getting turned off.
Money
Fuck
may
you.
not buy happiness, but it sure has a way of staving off complete misery.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
it. That's the thing.
That's the key.
That's all I want. I just want to not have to worry about how I'm going to make my bills. That's fucking it.
Yeah. I mean, we've all been in the place where we're sitting there with $12 in our checking account, and it's got to last another 48 hours.
Yeah, right.
I got not a lot of money in my checking account now, and it's got to last another week and a half. So, do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, right. But that I think that's the key. And I've had people tell me like, now you like me directly, because I like to buy stuff for myself. You crack that soldier, but no, you like they would say, because I like to. I'm not frugal. When I see something I like, I usually go for it.
Yeah.
And they're like, you would blow through it, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think I would go through a chunk of it, but I also don't think I would quit my job.
Right.
I think if I had the opportunity, what I would probably actually do with the million is supplement my salary.
Yeah.
With
that's the other thing too, is like if I quit my job, it would be to find some other job.
Yeah,
and
sure.
in the interim, not worry about money while I'm unemployed.
Exactly.
But I've got to be doing something. In the months after I graduated, because I graduated in December of 2012, and for the first few months of 2013, I didn't have a job, and I was fucking driving myself crazy.
Yeah.
I would wake up and be like, isn't there anything like I've got like I could just fucking play Counter-Strike all day again.
Yeah.
right.
But that shit's only fun when it's your break from the other thing.
And I was single at the time too. Like I didn't even have
Something to fall back on. Yeah.
or someone to fall on top of.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I was just like kind of
Yeah.
I need something to do.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Like at 2 points in our relationships, there was a long stretch of time where I was unemployed when Trisha and I were together.
Yeah.
And she took care of me, and then there was a long stretch of time where she was unemployed, where I got to take care of her.
Yeah.
It's like if I didn't have that,
Yeah.
I would be in my underwear drinking beer, playing video games all day.
If you guys weren't here, that's what I'd be doing right now.
right. Like you don't want to be in that hole, man. You can't if you have no picture if you had no job.
Oh, I know.
Picture if you
Well,
just
I know what it looks like because every December I end up with vacation I need to use, right? So because I don't take a lot of vacation days throughout the year. So like every December I have like 3 weeks off work.
Yeah.
And all I end up doing is sitting around in my fucking underwear watching television.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And
I
just,
remember, man.
just me puttering around the house for weeks. It's not great.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It gives me opportunities to get in way too much trouble.
And you have to, there is such a thing as a mental break. You have to have a mental break from your job. And I have about 3.5 weeks of vacation time every year. One of those weeks I'll take 5 days off of work and I'll just sit in my underwear around the house and do whatever I want to do.
Sure.
And that's fine. You could do that. But after like a week of that, it starts to get old real quick.
For me, the top limit is 2 weeks.
You start to get that. You start to get this. you get that hobo scruff.
Yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
like itchy, but you don't even have
Right.
the will to shave.
And you get like that odor where I stopped taking care of my teeth the same way. Where it's like I'll give it like one brushing in the day in the morning, and I'm like, it's that's fine. So I won't you get that funk. You get that bachelor funk. You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
If I'm left, if I know no one is going to see me,
Right.
I mean, I will if I have like a 4-day stretch. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If I have like a 4-day stretch where I know no human is going to come into contact with me.
Yeah.
I mean, the rules go right out the window.
Bachelor funk, man. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
And a bottle of that shit.
See, in my
For what purpose?
Repelling
Repelling bears? Like what the fuck?
new bachelor funk.
Put it on your kids to keep people from stealing them.
Right.
see my
This kid's gross.
He smells like old milk and
Depression.
See, my idea that would never happen because I'm not this responsible would be I'd take it and I'd start some kind of business where I'd only hire in the valley. I'd only hire around Mahoning.
Okay.
And I'd through my business acumen and endeavoring, I'd spark a second Youngstown Renaissance and lift the community up. And I'd just be like, I'd be putting in the fucking work. I'd be, visiting all my sites. I'd be, hell, I'd even work on the fucking floor here and there,
But the problem is we're still talking about $1 million. Like, what can anyone do with $1 million?
People have done a lot more with a lot less.
Yeah, you're right.
I think you could with $1 million you could open up a shop of some kind that's dedicated to what you like and then have that be your work.
Yeah.
A small scale thing that you could support yourself off of.
Thinking like what? Like a cage I sit in and people come by and feed me $1 to or give me $1 to watch me
That's a great
eat meatballs.
Someone pays you $20 and they throw meatballs at you.
That's literally all I can think of is $20
$20
amazing thing, eat another thing.
You sit in a cage for we'll say 6 hours a day. People pay $20 to come in and they get to throw shit at you.
It's a medieval fair, but it's completely Italian themed. It's not even.
Oh, what are you doing? Hell. I'm just picturing like you,
Hey, wasn't with a fucking sword, huh?
like a 1920s monkey just behind bars, and people are going, you smell, you fucking gross.
Yeah, then me and like a lazy boy going, I know. What do you leave me alone?
Yeah, that's fine. But they're paying to do it,
Right.
So you just have to pay like rent on that building.
I was seriously envisioning like people bring like a 6-inch sandwich and then they pay me $1 to watch me eat it.
Yeah. Really? That's awesome.
That'd be great.
That sounds like a great performance art.
That's me doing what I love.
Yeah. Thanks. Oh, Firehouse subs.
They say with art you have to portray what you know.
Yeah. That's literally all I know.
Man, we got painting supplies. Let's bring the fucking still life movement back. Except it's just instead of fruit, it's sandwiches.
If I could resurrect any movement, it would be dada.
Too late. It's already been resurrected.
Yeah, right. We're living in it now.
We're living in deep fried memes.
Yeah.
Like if shit like that isn't neo Dadaism, I don't know what it is. I taste a vegetal. Angry.
I haven't seen that one.
If it's that weird like mannequin head that floats around in space, you know.
I haven't seen that.
I will have one steak, no vegetal.
No vegetal.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you're right. There is kind of a, you know what? That's a great point. It's like, I think we were talking about this a couple weeks ago where it's like, oh, wait, the 90s are back. Like the Tom Green absurdity is back.
My bum is on the man.
My bum is on the man. I can have fun.
No,
with
just
my bum on the man.
No, if this kind of shit isn't like neo Dadaism for the modern world, then I don't know what is.
That's really weird looking.
Angry.
Yeah. No, I guess it is back. I mean, there's no need to revive Dadaism. We already, we're living in an absurd environment now. Yeah.
See, because this does make an artistic statement. This portrays the entitlement of the boomers and the upper crust that can afford a steak as easily as anything else.
Yes.
And then lose their temper at like just the slightest. There's one green bean, literally one sentient green bean leaping into this man's mouth. And he is angry beyond rationalization. He is so angry he's bending, warping time and space around him. See, I get art.
Yeah, I get art.
I get memes.
Memes art.
You know what?
Memes
are art now.
Yeah.
That's
They're dank too.
that's the thing. There are coming and going trends in memery.
Dank memes. Woo!
Every day they're MS painting dank memes. Woo!
Oh.
Yeah.
A little crackly there.
Crackly audio.
A little crackly on the crackly.
Yeah. With my $1 million, I'm going to corner the meme market.
I wonder if we'll see like a museum of memes someday in the future. I seriously do.
A meme-museum. A museum. A museum.
A museum. You want to try that again? That was ill-fated from the start. It wasn't going to work.
Museum.
Hosted it.
It was never going to work.
A meme-museum.
Hello, everyone. I'll be your tour guide, Larry. Welcome to the Mumesmemium. Visit our modern Mumesmemium wing.
You can access modern memes wing
Mumesmemium sounds like the stupidest element.
by memes of the staircase. Please feel free to take the meme escalator.
Check out the neo-modernist Mumesmemium wing.
Check out our. Yeah, if you're hungry, grab a bite at Memes Donald's.
Check out Memes Donald's, home of the extra value meal.
You can be a dollar meme there.
Have a McWonderful meal day.
Have a good meme.
No one's going to think this is funny. We're the only people that will ever laugh at this 5 minutes. Oh, God, I'm so sorry if you were listening to this. I'm so sorry.
So the question is, do we call this episode Mumesmemium or Nightmare Tube?
Why not both?
Why not both?
That's so stupid.
Oh, God.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's what I do. My $1 million would go towards being the chief benefactor of the Mumesmemium.
You'd be the mayor of Mumesmemium Town.
My head hurts.
Should we just have ourselves a break? What are we thinking? We're like an hour and a half. We could take a break.
I think we got about what we're gonna get out of the $1 million thing here.
Oh my God.
All right, guys.
Yes.
Saving meme nards.
We'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Hey, we're back, everybody.
Yeah.
What up?
I hope you liked.
The same old thing we put in there all the time.
Yep, that thing.
The boom.
Morty. Morty.
Oh, Jesus.
Morty.
Morty.
Banana Fanta Faux 40.
I got acid reflux. Shut the fuck up.
Fi Mo Morty.
Morty.
All right, let's wrap this whatever this is up.
This is a particularly insane episode.
Oh God! All right, let's get into recommendations. Anybody have anything good this week?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I forgot to think of one. Well, okay. So no. Okay. Well,
Not
now
even
wait.
prepared.
Well, now wait.
Yeah.
I do have a follow up. As you know, I finished Luke Cage.
Yeah.
I hadn't finished it by the time we did our episode last week.
Right.
Now that I've finished it, and I've had some time to digest it, let me give you a more in-depth kind of review.
All right.
Luke Cage is pretty much everything I wanted it to be. It's again the everyman superhero that doesn't want any part of the goings on, but does he when things go wrong he does get involved because he's a good guy who wants to do the right thing.
Yeah.
This being said, it assumes number one that because while I was watching this, I was reading like the Marvel wiki entry on Luke Cage and kind of catching up and all of these characters are from the comics and all of this and so it assumes you have a little bit of knowledge about Luke Cage, his rogues gallery, but then it'll kind of bring these elements up out of nowhere. That's my big criticism is there's like a big twist halfway through the series and I'm like, where the fuck did this come from?
So it's like some required prerequisite knowledge they don't really clue you in on.
Well, not necessarily, because it's presented in such a way that if you've never read any Luke Cage comics before, you'll know this guy's a bad guy and this is his entire deal. It's just that they introduce new elements seemingly out of nowhere and well, I say seemingly they're alluded to early on, but they're not made to seem as important as they end up being.
Okay.
I guess is what I'm getting at. And then, of course, again, I think I told you guys through text, it gets Marvel goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets a little more superhero-y and which is fine for a Marvel Netflix show. But all in all, I enjoyed it. I definitely really enjoyed Luke Cage.
Yeah.
I dug how it ended. Not necessarily like the final bits of how it ended, but more just what it built up to and what kind of gets resolved at the end. And perhaps also what doesn't get resolved at the end.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like there's room for another season of the show.
They're gonna do more. I mean, they've only got, for instance, one season of The Defenders, which is the culmination of Iron Fist, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage. And so that I'm sure they're going to do more. I'm working on Daredevil right now, so I'm just kind of working my way through these Defenders series and getting familiar.
Jessica Jones is good too. I think I said that last week.
Yeah, Jessica Jones is great. What I've seen of Daredevil so far is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It starts with some wholesale ass kicking and
Nice.
Very rarely lets up. Daredevil's characterization is also very, very good.
Okay.
They picked just the right guy to play him. They picked some nice little details, kind of because Daredevil's blind, as you know. And I said the soundscape of the show really they really work that to the advantage of the viewer, using the soundscape to the viewer's advantage. But also there's some neat little quirks about stuff you might not think of, being advantageous if you're blind.
Yeah, right.
They really handle it well. But my actual recommendation, I'm gonna be real fucking quick about it.
Okay.
Is an album by 808 State. 808 State.
Okay.
808 is the
Like the synthesizer?
yeah, one of the traditional, synth beat drums that get used a lot in electronic music. 808 State, and the album is called 90.
90.
That can I think it can be either. On the album cover it's written numerically, but I think on Spotify it's spelled out as the word 90.
Okay.
It's weird. It's a trip. It's like this pseudo Caribbean, pseudo Latin. It's a dance album. It's an electronic album. And it gets into like this real funky use of like steel drums and these weird sweeping tropical sounding synths.
Yeah.
But it's all very discordant. It's all some of a few segments sound almost off key.
Okay.
Let me give you a little sample here.
Ooh. I like this.
Yeah.
That's cool. Kind of sounds like it belongs on the Sonic the Hedgehog soundtrack somewhere.
Yeah, it's active. It's a little twisted in how it kind of plays around with key and you can hear with the one synth going kind of up and down all over the place, changing pitch constantly.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's real good driving music. It's especially really good summer driving music, which is why I recommend it here because I was just listening to it earlier today.
Yeah.
But it's an album I've enjoyed for a while, and it's.
I dig that. What, is it an older album? Is it?
I think it came out in the early '90s.
Oh, really?
So this is in like the days of Moby's just starting to make a name for himself in the underground rave scene of New York City.
Yeah.
I was doing porcelain.
Yeah. Oh, now. Hey.
Yeah.
I was just listening to that album yesterday.
What?
Now
that song does have lyrics, but good luck trying to do it at karaoke because it's like 10% of the song.
Oh God, that'd be so funny.
In my dreams, I'm dying all the time.
Wouldn't it be so funny to do that song karaoke, but only do that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Like, if you can even get someone to put that.
That's so good.
Oh fuck. Okay, that should be a thing we start to think of. Is let's make this our new game. Songs that would be hilarious to do karaoke.
Yeah.
Tequila by Los Lobos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Planet Rock by Africa.
Yeah, you have like 4 lines and they're one word each.
Tequila.
Oh my God.
All you have to do
great.
is not fuck up the word tequila.
Yeah. Planet Rock by Africa Bambata.
That's good. You got some?
I do. I have 2 brief ones. I'm going to touch my briefs on this.
All right, please do.
The
allow it.
first recommendation is, I'm sure, something that all of you have probably already gone out and done. Go see Deadpool 2. Go check it out.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, dude, you're gonna love it. It's I had the misfortune, and here's why this movie's good. I had the misfortune of being in a theater with people who were like afraid to laugh in a theater. Which, have you ever been there? You know what I mean? Where
It's so much more fun.
it's so much more fun where people are like laughing and enjoying the movie. So like the first 30 minutes of this movie, people were like afraid to laugh, right? And then by the end of it, it just gets so absurd that
it wins you over.
it wins you over, and people are finally because we were in a theater and it was just me and Trisha laughing, which is like
Right.
But
you made people feel comfortable.
yeah, you gotta right.
I had the good fortune of being able to see Borat when it first came out in theaters, and I have never heard a theater audience laugh harder.
Glorious.
To go back in time, I would love to see that.
The naked hook. I went to see this with my dad, by the way.
Yeah, oh.
The naked hook. We just like look at each other. We're both just out of breath completely.
You mean Borat and Azamat running through the hotel naked
Yeah,
and all that?
which they actually did.
Yeah. Right.
Oh,
they actually got arrested, right?
yes, they did.
Yeah. Every single person in that audience was just like crying. Everyone was hysterical.
The first time you see the movie, it's actually the funniest thing you've ever seen. It's so funny.
Can we watch that scene tonight?
We can. We went. I remember, like we went. I went with a group of my friends. I think we all got high first because that was when we were all getting high. And it was like I remember there was maybe an eighth of the theater left.
Yeah.
In the first 10 minutes, people who just didn't know what to expect.
You'll know right away if it's the kind of movie you're gonna.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So like an eighth of the theater gets up and leaves. The rest of the theater, it's like packed when the movie starts, right?
Yeah, sure.
And a bunch of people get up. A couple people, I would say, get up and leave, and then everybody who's in the theater is in on the joke.
Right.
And it was just, I mean, like you could. I remember walking into the movie, you can hear the other theater that's playing it. You can hear the laughter coming out of it. You know what I mean? But
That's
it's like
amazing.
the first time you see it, it's the funniest thing you've ever seen,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's hilarious.
I remember thinking, this is something new to me.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
this is so over the top. I can't believe I'm seeing this.
So funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Deadpool 2, it was
Yeah.
like, we were in the theater, it was later at night, and just people just afraid to laugh at first. And I'm like, come on, this is going to be lame if you guys aren't,
Right.
But it took some time, but everybody got there eventually.
Yeah,
It's if you liked the first one, you're going to like the second one. It's just as good.
I heard it won over one reviewer in particular who his last Deadpool review, and I heard this on NPR, I think, so you might have even heard it too. But he was talking like his first review was sort of like, okay, so it's Marvel being wacky, silly, and whatever. And I guess kind of this time around, he was like, no, now it makes more sense in the context of the Marvel universe even now than it did when the first movie came out.
Sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's funny. I mean, it's if you like the first one, it's just as good as the first one. I don't want to say it's better or worse than the first one. The first one was great, and this is just as great. So
Yeah.
if you like the first one, you're definitely gonna love this. It's,
Awesome.
It's more of the same shit.
We all went to see the first one together, didn't we?
Yeah,
we all
did.
went with
That's
our girlfriends.
right.
We should go
That's
see. We should go see. I'll go watch it again. It was really
we went
funny.
to Niles.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
We should, if you guys want to go, as long as you can catch me on a day off,
Yeah.
I'll be happy to go see it again. It was really good.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, nice.
There's a couple surprises, I'll say, without spoiling anything.
Yeah.
There's a couple surprises, so look for those.
Okay.
One really big one, which is great when it pays off.
Okay.
Everybody's gonna love. But yeah, it's really funny. It's really funny. It's I think a lot of people listening to this have probably already seen it, but
Sure.
if you haven't, it's worth going to spend your money on. People are gonna love it.
Awesome.
Second recommendation I'm gonna make is one of my favorite YouTube channels. I'm gonna recommend if you've ever liked Let's Plays, I think probably Two Best Friends Play and Game Grumps are maybe the two most well-known Let's Plays on YouTube.
Yeah, probably.
The one I'm going to recommend is a channel called Super Beard Bros. Of
course.
It's Alex Fasciani from the National Dex and Gerard the Completionist. They go out, and it's like, if you like anything, it's a Let's Play where it actually feels like they're not striving to be extra funny for the microphone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, it just feels like it's actually them talking and doing their, what I mean? Doing
They're
their
not
thing.
being like shticky YouTubers.
Yeah, no, they're just,
and,
oh, right, yeah. Oh, it's me, Markiplier. Oh, it's in my butt.
Oh, no, it's in my butt.
Oh, no. It's me.
Actual quote from Markiplier.
Oh, no. Oh, it's in my butt. And then, like, different kinds of that.
Ow, Archie! Ow, Archie!
Nobody knows what that is.
What's the other one that you were doing?
Oh, Andy. This is Andy.
Oh, Andy.
I don't know why those are so. It's like there's like nothing particularly weird going on. Oh, now ain't me. Oh, Andy.
Andy.
I don't know why those are so funny to
They're
me.
just funny.
Ow, Archie. Yeah, you would just stifle yourself, Edith.
Sorry.
I'm trying to praise my soul to Satan. Ow! Archie!
Sorry.
We just derailing here. But no, check out Super Beard Bros. If you want to, there's a couple playthroughs they did of Kaizo Mario, which is like a super hard Super Mario World ROM hack. And they beat the shit out of that using save states.
You have to.
You have. I mean, you
can't
just have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, they beat the snot out of that game. All three of them. And then if you want something a little more recent, they both did a side-by-side playthrough of Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, which is still going on right now.
Yeah?
Really funny. A couple in jokes came out of that. Nice. Actually, whenever you hear us say "gut that meat," that's actually from a Super Beer Bros playthrough of Red Dead Redemption. So yeah, Beer Bros is really good. If you just if you want to watch a YouTube show about games and not go, all right, come on, because it's so much of that part of YouTube is just gross over exaggerations.
Yeah,
and stuff.
right.
If you want to just watch a couple guys chill out and play games, check out Super Beard Bros.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, gosh, I'm really hard pressed for a recommendation. There haven't been a lot of new things that I have been checking out, so I almost I almost don't even know if I have one.
It's okay. You don't have to have one.
I guess so. The one thing that I think I would recommend based on my experiences this week. If you know somebody who is currently playing a tabletop game, try it out once. So we just recently on Monday, all of us here at this table played D&D. Chris for the first time.
This is my first time. Pop my D&D cherry, my tabletop cherry in general.
Yeah, of any tabletop game. Yeah.
Yeah. So we played with Gable, who was on this podcast.
Yeah.
Many episodes ago now.
Yeah.
He was our DM.
An excellent DM. Excellent DM.
Yes.
Really good.
We had a party of 6 of us. Is that right?
Yeah.
And we spent
the bard, the druid, the monk, the rogue, the
Paladin.
sorceress, and the paladin.
Yeah, and we spent 6.5 hours. At least that was the entire length of our Skype call with Clay, who was playing remotely.
Right.
Yes.
That call was 6.5 hours long.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
And I not that I had forgotten how much fun it can be, but I don't think I've ever played it where it went exactly this way. It was a super immersive experience. It was a lot of fun. Your D&D gameplay is all really to the credit of your DM, and
Yes,
we have a really really good DM.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, we happen to have. I didn't know what to expect. I knew a little bit, but what to expect going into this. I expected it to be really rigorous.
Yeah,
and turn by turn.
No, it's with bad DMs, you'll get that.
Yeah, it was definitely not that
min-maxing bullshit and all that. No,
Yeah.
It was really creative and immersive.
Yeah.
We felt like we had freedom, and all of the things that happened, we really felt. I feel like we created those things. That's a great DM.
Yeah.
Is he makes you feel that you created that while he's guiding you through it.
Yeah, one of the first things I did when we we're starting to introduce our characters and wander through the town. While I was in between my turns, I was sketching out a skyline of the city we were in, Ocean's Crest.
Yeah.
This is incidentally our DM has completely homebrewed this entire thing. He's created this entire fucking thing for us to playground in, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
well, that's even. That's the best part. It's it's all crafted for us, and we can kind of do what we want to do. So
Yeah.
So
there's no pure. I said earlier, there's no purer form of game than that.
Yeah.
Where you can just it's a sandbox. You can do whatever you want. There's going to be consequences in this world as there would be in the real world.
Yeah.
But there's not really a limit.
Yeah.
If you react and go I want to kick the druid in the shin,
For example,
the DM's got to work around that kind of, That's how you're choosing to interact with the world.
For example, you decide you want to kick the druid in the shin and have planned that for an hour prior, and then critical fail.
So
Yeah.
All this just to basically say, play a tabletop, play with some people who have played before, and experience that, because it's a really great form of.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a game, and it's also storytelling, and it's also just friendship building and fun.
Yeah.
So that would be my recommendation.
Absolutely.
Do that.
Yeah,
All right.
that was a good one. What did we learn, folks?
I learned things.
I learned that Alex Jones is the Bud Dink of the internet.
That's true.
I learned that if you need a bite to eat at McDonald's, it's right in the back of the Mumesmemium.
Yeah.
I just wrote Mumesmemium.
I wrote Meme Donald's is the home of the extra value meme.
I wrote buy land, son.
Yeah, buy land.
Fuck spinning rims.
I learned it's $100K to take a ride on the Nightmare Tube.
I wrote Nightmare Tube Inc. Making your dreams reality and your reality's nightmares.
That's good. I learned you got to get that Soprano kitchen.
Yeah, man.
That's where it's at.
I wrote money can't buy happiness, but it can stave off misery.
It sure can.
Yeah.
I learned vegetables make angry.
Angry. I think the last thing I have on here is Bachelor Funk. Now you can smell like old milk and depression.
I have a couple more here. I learned if you end up with any money, please give some of it to charity.
Yes.
Yeah.
I learned tonight when Tom Wilson hears this, he's going to laugh so hard he breaks his fucking jaw.
Yeah.
But the last thing I learned is I am really grateful that I get to do this show with my dudes.
Yeah.
This episode reminded me why we're doing this.
It's a blast.
Yeah.
That's fun. It should never be work. It should always be fun.
Yeah, sometimes I just get weary of
what we're doing.
things.
Yeah.
And every now and then something just reminds me this is so great.
This is supposed to be the pleasant distraction from all the shitty stuff that happens all week. So
Right. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm all about it.
Have I not shown you when you go Dark Souls with your mates?
No.
All right,
It does it.
next week we will be back. Ben will be hosting.
Yes.
we're gonna get a really.
Shit. Well, no, not next week. You're going to be out of town
Oh,
next
that's
week.
right. I will be out of town next week.
So we're going to have a week off next week.
I think technically on Monday. For Monday, I think actually, you know what? We can probably do an episode next week. It just probably won't be on Tuesday because
do that.
Monday and Tuesday I'm going to be out. Sunday I will be available.
Okay.
And I believe Wednesday I'm off as well. So I mean, one of those 2 days we might do an episode. Just might not be on the day that you guys expect. So
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
we'll see if we can work it out.
You'll find out by if there's an episode or not.
Yeah.
That's how you'll
anyway,
know.
next time Ben will have a reality or bullshit for us in the topic.
I will.
Yeah. It'll be
I will.
great.
I hope
Fact
I will.
or the crap.
Yeah. No, it's reality or bullshit. 'Cause-
The fact or the crap.
yeah, no, it's the reality or the bull shit.
Oh, okay.
It's reality.
Or as my dad has occasionally referred to it, horse pucky.
Or
What a strange old timey expression.
horse pecky.
Pecky.
Pecky. All right, we'll be back, folks. Thank you for listening. If you like it, subscribe and all that shit and whatever the fuck.
Yeah, whatever the fuck.
Thanks for. See you guys later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.